Well, hello folks on YouTube. Folks on YouTube. He sounds a little better, I think. Right, my name's Ian. Welcome to me shed. And of course, welcome to me channel. And I've got to say, 13,010, I think, my subscriber count. Took me a year to get the last 1,000. And it's took me less than 11 days to get the last 1,000. How does that work on YouTube? I don't know. Right, well, we're here in the shed and we're full of indecisions rather than decisions. So, first things first. Right, okay, let's stick you there so my arm don't get tired. It's not had enough practice. Right, okay. First one. Yes, I weighed in on Friday. It's Sunday today, so I weighed in on Friday, and I did a video Friday night, which I haven't released. You know I like a drink, and when I have a drink, I sometimes think I'm funnier than what I am. I'm not. And sometimes I say things that I shouldn't, but I do. And it's like that. There's a little switch in your head that says like, "God, be funny," and you're not. And that little switch turns off that censors what you think and what you say. So I think it was about a 30 minute. Well, I'm not going to say rant, just discussion on life and scrapping and weighing in. I haven't released it. I haven't even edited it. I'm going to leave that to you lot. If you want me to release that video, I will edit it, but if you want me to release it, just put in the comments. Like I say, sometimes I say things I shouldn't and whatever. Anyway, part of that was for a subscriber, forgive me, Nathan or Night Scrapper. Night Scrapper, I think, look up to the sky and remember his name, Night Scrapper. What are some prices from the old Amble Yard? If you got that, fine. If you didn't, I'll read it out. Heavy copper, £6,070 a tonne. For the UK guys, you'll know what I mean. For the Americans, that's a metric tonne, 1,000 kilograms to a tonne, 2.2 pounds to a kilogram. So a tonne to you guys will be 2,200 pounds. Right, dry bright copper, 6430. Dry bright copper. Number two copper, £5,930 a tonne, so that's £5.93 a kilogram. And brass, and way down at the bottom of that tub, brass, quite a high price, £4,070 a tonne, £4.07 a kilogram. Batteries, £600, and motors were £500. There was more about that in the video that I haven't uploaded. So there you go, Night Scrapper, some prices for you. Ellie was telling me to get it all weighed in, but I've got my own reason why I'm not weighing in just yet. Anyway, by the by, that's that bit done. Indecisions. I weighed in 435 kilograms, 900 pound in weight. You'd think that would give me a lot of space, wouldn't you? Well, he gave me some. Indeed, you know, moved all the fire extinguishers. I've done some tidying up. In here I've got space. More about that in a moment. This is where a bit about indecision. I've decided to just separate a pile of brass. So I've got a pile of brass there, motor to strip, some bits and pieces in there. And then it's like, what do I do next? Do I tattle that pile of wire or this sack? What's in this sack? It's a pile of domestic electrical fittings. So I was weighing in at the old anvil yard, and there's a van in front of me, and he shouts over to, I think it was Big Ian, I'm not certain. Called him over, he said, do you take these? To which they replied, no, not like that. And he had this, you know, he's got this bag full. He says, okay then, he says, I'll just throw them in the skip. To which, never look a gift horse in the mouth, I said, I'll take them if you don't mind. This is, you know, old chap in his shed, spending hours and hours stripping. I said, yeah, right up my street. He said, here, guy, you're welcome, you know. So that was a nice little thing from the scrapyard. I also picked something up from the scrapyard as well. I'll see if I can put my hand on it. Here. Oh no! Tub of screws all just fell over. So I saw this in the cast aluminium tub, and I said to Robert, the yard owner, oh Robert, I've got to have that. I've got to try that, haven't I? What is it? It's a bloody great big spotlight, LED spotlight. A bunch of wires coming off it. He don't know if it works. I don't know if it works. This is ties into my title, Indecisions, Decisions. So, do I carry on playing with my scrap? Or do I connect that up to the mains and see what happens? Same thing as well, I've picked up this big electric auto heater. Do I wire that up? Do I have an evening of playing? So there you go, that's the first decision. Do I end up with a day of playing in the shed? Because scrap's a hobby. I can take it and leave it until it builds up and I'm behind the bins. I have to deal with it. Or do I just please myself and, you know, have a go at trying to electrocute myself and blow things up? I'm undecided at the moment. Plus, I've had to leave all that because, well, I need to go to the front now. So why are we coming round to the front? Well, I've been a little bit busy as well this week. I had an order for 2 wood burners, and the guy here is here to collect it himself. But I hope he doesn't notice that chimney is a little bit kicked over. I hope not. Anyway, I'll have to call it a day now. I just come to pick these up. Well, sorry I had to cut that short there. I didn't expect the customer to be turning up as I was filming. Great guy. What can I say? Sorry, what can I say? Indecision. Well, the money comes in handy, doesn't it? Yesterday we were shopping and we saw this in the shop, which is Monster Triple 8.5%, and it's got a cork on it, and we need a magnet. We need a magnet because we need to test whether unlike the wine bottle, it ain't made of brass. Still, Every bit helps. So I'm going to pour myself just a small glass, and then I've made a decision which I'm undecided about. So it's really an indecision. I think I'm just going to throw the brass in my brass tub, clear my bench, and playing can stay to another day. Because it's Sunday and it's scrapping Irish night. Live in 105 minutes. 105 minutes, 60 minutes, hour and a half, hour and 3/4. So an hour and 3/4. Clock says there, right, okay. That gives me time to have a beer, tidy the bench up, strip some cable, call it a night. Who we were listening to anyway? Oh, we're listening to the Animals at the moment with some King Goblin. Right, to the front. Oh, and that video as well, there's a whole discussion about these things I got off people. Oh, this Scrap Life truck. Love stronger than steel. Everyday solids. Mon full of wires. Other bits and pieces. Scrapman Dan sent me 2 things. The fly. So why should I be bothered about a fly? Well, first of all, we're getting into winter. It's too cold to have flies about. Lately, there's just been flies in the house all the time, every day. Flies. We're middle of winter. There should be no flies. We have a local Facebook internet group. We're a village, and people have been complaining. Why are there so many flies in mid-November? Why is there so many flies about? Didn't really see that many in summer, but there's bloody lots now, and they're a bugger. They won't. Once they've come in the house, they won't go out. They're fast little buggers, you know. I apply a little bit of a technique. If you don't know about a fly, that's a fly. Okay, that's a fly. When flies take off, they take off backwards. So if you ever want to kill a fly, and that's assuming you've not got one of these, looks like a paddle with electric wand and high voltage in it. If you've just got like a glove or something, or your hand's not so good, because as you're coming down, the actual air pressure you're putting in front of it gets rid of the fly, blows the fly away. So something else that's air can go through and not displace the air you're trying to squash the fly. Anyway, if you hit the fly from behind, the fly actually takes off and flies into your hand. Unless it's caught one of them fruit flies. The slowest flying fly you'll ever see, they go, a fruit fly like that. And then you come to hit it and you gone. That's because they're so light that you just waft them away. How have we ended up on flies? Anyway, I got the bugger. I tend to use like a bit of a cloth. Do this without pulling anything. A bit of a cloth, whiz it round like a towel, and then whip it, and deaded. Anyway, less of that. I'm opening my beer. I'm going to have a little bit of a play, and I'll see you lot in the next video. Take care, folks. On YouTube. Oh, Ian, stop it. Oh dear. Well, of course, I couldn't leave it there, could I? Well, you know me. I like a tidy bench, and I couldn't just leave it untidy. So I decided to strip all the brass, strip all the wiring that was in those tubs, and then empty that sack, that grey sack. And can I say thank you to that unknown guy at the old anvil yard for this may not look much to you, but you know, get copper. Now we got lots of sockets, possibly brass sockets. They could be just you know, plated aluminium, we'll see. But I like this. We've got a separate little RCB 32 amp feed, so when I come to set the milling machine up, or the lathe up, I could run that straight off that, and having a, you know, a separate feed. Anything goes wrong, it trips it. So that's a win-win. Some cable. Let's get stripping. Well, before I go, I thought I'd just show you what it is I'm actually doing, because you in the Americas, you probably don't know what I've got in my hands. Right, it's a UK double socket. Takes a 3-pin plug. That's the earth. That's the live, the neutral, the neutral. On the other side, what have you got? Well, this back plate's held on with a screw there and a screw there, but take those 2 screws out, 4 screws out. You just basically get that back plate off that's got some brass and copper in it. Pull those out with a plier. Right, some of the brass, because it's a switching mechanism, has little bits of silver on the end. So they just go there. The copper goes straight in my copper tub. In fact, it all just goes there. I'll sort it out later. However, the rest of it is riveted to the plastic casing. Right, not too difficult. Not when you've got an hammer with a sharp end. It's just basically smash that bit off, turn it round, and smash that bit off. Which means, if I've done it right, I didn't quite do it right there. You get the earthing strap off. You've got to take the little brass bits off there, easy peasy with a pair of snips. That goes in the bin, and you can just pick out the other bits. Go in the bin. Pull out the everyday solids would say, the brassy goodness. Or you could just beat the shit out of it, break it open, make it easier. People might wonder why I end up smashing things to bits all the time. Well, to be honest, it's easier. You can be arsed doing all that unscrewing. Then we got one, it's got a broken corner. In fact, looks like when they unscrewed it, they couldn't even get the retraining screw off. Hey, same thing again. See a screw, take it out, all day long you'll have good luck. If in doubt, give it a clout. You can see from that, for example, there were screws on the underside which I wouldn't have been able to get at unless I used that little bit of persuasion. And these things, you just pick them up. Be careful, because they can be, even though it's plastic, it can be razor sharp. And again, silver contacts at the end. If you want to save all the silver bits, I do. I don't know why. I think it's because I watch Scrapping Irish and Raphael's Scrapper, and they save silver. If they can save it, why can't I save it? Right, that's it. Is that brass or is it aluminium? Whoa, look at that. I put a disc on the right way for once. Not that I've had 10,000 comments saying I'm not allowed a power tool because I don't know how to use one. Brass, so winner, winner. Right, there's more there to do than what I can film doing. So, I've said ta-ra once. I'll say ta-ra again. Ta-ra, I'll sit there for now. Everybody take care. See you soon.